everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Wayward Lasses All the Things podcast. I am your host today and forever and always, Brittany, joined by my sister Courtney.
Hello, sister.
Hello, sister, and our mother Amy.
How y'all doing?
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
we're switching
Well.
accents. So today it is just the three of us, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. One of the main reasons is we are actually recording this on May 1st, and that marks the beginning of Asian American Pacific Heritage Month. I think I said all the words correct.
American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Or
Asian.
Pacific
Or
American
Asian.
Heritage Month.
Yeah.
We're not sure how to properly say it.
But we fall into that category.
We're
But
Pacific
that is us.
Islanders.
That is us. So we are going to talk a little bit. We've got some trivia, which I'm probably not going to get. We're going to talk a little bit about the culture, some stereotypes, some funny jokes, and just give you guys a little bit of insight as to who we are, because being Filipino is a big part of who we are. So without further ado, Mother, could you please ask us the trivia questions?
I can, and I don't know how you ladies will do, but what is the capital of the Republic of the Philippines? Is it
Manila.
Baguio City, Quezon City, Manila, or Davao City?
Manila.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Come on, I'm trying to keep a straight face. She's like,
you got it correct. Who is generally acknowledged as the first president of the Philippines? Is it Emilio Aguinaldo, Ferdinand Marcos, Jose Rizal, Hernando de Soto?
Marcos.
Ferdinand. I can't talk. Marcos.
That was my guess too, but it is not. It is Emilio Aguinaldo.
Oh, no.
Okay, I only have 6, ladies, so don't worry.
That's fine.
Is best known to local and foreign tourists for its crystal clear waters and powdery white beaches. Is it Cebu, Palawan, Negros, or Boracay?
Cebu.
Sure.
It is Boracay.
Really? Everybody always goes to Cebu. Cebu. Sounds like taboo. Tell Ryan. Cebu.
Tres more. Mas.
All the Filipinos are like, you're saying it wrong. Probably. Yes. I apologize.
Name the oldest Philippine city. Binondo, Iloilo, Baguio, Cebu.
Cebu.
I don't know. I say Baguio. I don't know
Cebu.
the answer. Oh, good for you.
All right. What place in the Philippines is also known as the Walled City? Is
Walled?
Like
W-A-L-L-E-D. Like the walls are closing in. Walled. Baguio City, Cebu City, Davao City, Intramuros.
Nie wiem. Yo no sé. I don't know.
I'm going to go with D.
I haven't said Davao yet, so let's do that one.
What did you say, Brittany? D.
D.
What was D?
The fourth option.
Intramuros. Intramuros is correct. Intramuros.
Pure guess. 25%.
She probably found the trivia online.
No, I didn't. It just made the most sense to me because, I don't know, it sounded more Spanish.
We'll find out later.
Within the wall. Intra?
Yeah, Intramuros. Yes.
Duh.
All right, last one. From which language is the Filipino vernacular largely derived?
Spanish
Cebuano,
language.
Ware-Ware, Bicolano, Tagalog.
Tagalog.
Wait, what?
Wait, I don't understand the question now.
Is it the national language, Tagalog? So where does it derive from?
Yeah.
Okay,
Which
so it's
language
not
is the Filipino vernacular largely derived?
Largely.
What was
Tagalog.
what was number 1? What was letter A?
Cebuano, Ware-Ware, Bicolano, Tagalog.
Tagalog.
It feels like a trick question. But sure.
Tagalog is correct.
How is it derived from Tagalog if it is?
I don't understand the question.
I don't know. But
All right.
very good, ladies. I don't think you did too bad for the guessing that you
I
did.
think
I
I
don't think I
did
got
pretty
any
good.
of them right, so thanks.
I got a good portion of them right. So, for those of you who don't know, the Filipino islands are comprised of more than 7,000 islands. Is it pronounced archipelago?
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 I thought it was
Archipelago?
archipelago.
Archipelago.
Archipelago. I don't know. The Philippines is an
Okay.
archipelago. Let's just say I'm saying it's wrong, but it's over
Archipelago.
7 archipelago.
Maybe?
Archipelago. That looks better.
Okay.
That looks better. Yeah, more than 7,000 islands. So that was really good trivia, Mom. Let's go into some of the, I guess, what Filipinos are known for. So I kind of briefly looked this up, but they're all correct. All of them are correct. So, Filipinos, common values and traits in the country. Family. Filipinos are known to have very strong family ties. I would 100% agree with this.
Agreed.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I would agree. I think that's the one thing that you guys, right, have grown up with and are now continuing that tradition as you guys are older now and have your families. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, it's also the Italian side that we did it on as well.
Yeah, that's true. But even the idea, like Mama will always say, "Oh no, that's family. You don't get a hotel. You stay here. That's family." Or
That's family.
you don't do this. That's family. It was always
Mm-hmm.
um, very made. We're always taught that family comes.
Everything is for the
first.
family.
Everything is
Mm-hmm.
for the
Right.
family, or even how
Mm-hmm.
we lived with our grandparents, and then Mom lived with her grandparents. So it's like not even just for us putting family, let's say, first, but your family is like literally with you.
Yeah.
It's a common thing to, like when we went to the Philippines to visit, I think I've said this in one of the other episodes, is I think it was like a 2-bedroom house. And we were offered the main bedroom, and then you walk out to like go to the bathroom or get a drink of water in the kitchen, and there's literally like people like laying all over the floor. It's
Yeah.
just everybody lived in one spot. Now, whether that was because you know they love the concept of family, or if it was, and I think this is mainly it, just based on the stories that Mama has told me, is that there's usually one or two people who make the money in the family, and everybody else just kind of lives with the family. That's just how it is. So when you come to the States, it's not unusual for, if a family member from the Philippines is coming over, to have them live with you. When I was growing up, we had our grandparents live with us, and then on the top floor was one of my aunts, and in the basement was my aunt and her husband. So that was a common thing. So I don't know if Italians are like that.
I do know that other like countries, like I had a friend who was from Pakistan, and
Mhm.
it was similar in their culture. Like when you get married, it's kind of just understood that you're moving in with your in-laws, and that's where you
Yeah.
stay, and that's just how it's done. So I think that a lot of cultures have that.
Mm-hmm.
But amongst like my immediate group of friends and the people I grew up with, nobody else really, I would say, had that kind of family dynamic.
Hmm.
It's kind of what set us apart.
Yeah. Say, to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying earlier about grandparents living with you, one of the other common traits and values is respect for the elderly, and that's definitely the case.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you agree?
I
Yeah.
would most certainly agree. It's funny. I'm brought back to, you guys know that I taught 7th and 8th graders, and I say taught because the season, or that this year has ended. But one of the things that was is it fair? Was getting the kids to think, is it fair? And the comparison was, a young kid is watching TV and it's really loud, and a parent tells the kid to turn the TV down. Is that fair? And they answered, yes, it's fair. Grandma turns up the TV really loud. Do we tell her to turn it down? You know, no, we don't. And why is it? Because I know I'm digressing. Uh, because it's your elderly. we as Filipinos have this reverence or respect for our elderlies, and it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. It's just an unspoken thing that you don't challenge your elders, because that's a form of disrespect. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Also, not just elderly, but your elders. Like, I know that younger siblings refer to their older siblings a certain way, and that's a sign of
Yes.
respect, right? Like,
Hmm.
mama's siblings call her ate,
Hmm.
right? So
Yep.
it's not only just like treating the elderly with respect, but there's just a sign of respect for people who are older than you,
Older than you. That
which
is
the
true.
world could use some more of that nowadays, I
I
would
was
say.
gonna
But
say.
I digress from
I
that.
agree.
I think respect is different than having to agree. I think people get that like mixed up sometimes. Like, just because you can respect your elders doesn't mean you always have to agree with them. So
Mm-hmm.
just throwing that little tidbit out there. Anyway, what
I
was the
think
next one?
I think kind of like on the surface that all of these things people would be like, yeah, that makes sense, but do you actually do it? And were you raised that way? And have you seen examples of it? I just remember, like, growing up and being a part of other friends' lives, how their parents were like, oh, call me Mary. I was like, I cannot call you Mary. That's
Yes.
not okay. Like,
There's no
I will
Mary.
call you Miss something,
Yeah.
or just those types of things. So, like I was saying, yeah, of course, all these things make sense on the surface, but did you actually see examples of these and live like this? I think it's totally different when you actually were raised that way.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny. I
I
do that
think
another,
with my
that's
kids
something that we
now.
instill. Sorry.
say it
No,
again.
I was saying I do that with my kids now. Like, our neighbors, they'll say, "Oh, just call me by my first name," and I'm like, "No, sorry, that's a me thing." Like, and they're like, "But it's really okay with me." I'm like, "It's okay with you, but it's not okay with me."
Yeah.
So if it
It's a
really doesn't
respect
offend you and you're
thing.
good with it, my kids are going to call
Yeah.
you Miss and Mister. And what's funny is
Hmm.
that a couple of my neighbors, they're like, "You're right. We should do that. You should call her Miss Courtney." And so now, like, everybody's like, "Hi, Miss Courtney."
It's a level of respect.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I like it. I like what it stands for. I like the respect and reverence that it shows to your elders.
Hmm.
Um, it's nice. And like Courtney said, I think the world could use a little bit more of
What the world needs now. Some
Oh, Shell.
Filipino blood. All right, next one. A common value or trait is generosity, and then it kind of linked it with greeting someone with "Have you eaten?" and food. So I definitely have to agree with this. I think generosity is a huge part of the Filipino culture, but food I feel like could be its own topic.
Hmm.
But just the constant, as soon as you enter into a Filipino's house, it's like, are you hungry? You want some food? Like, can I feed you? How can I make this more comfortable for you? It's always like such a big thing. I think that now that I have a house, I want to invite all of these people over and do that for them. What can I get you? Let's come over here. I want to be generous and show my hospitality. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, agreed.
I would agree with that. And I would single out uh the older Filipinos, if you will. So I'm first gen Filipino, meaning that I have Filipino roots, but I actually grew up here, right? And you guys would be second gen. So first gen Filipino, I have lost that custom for when come in. It's not like the first thing I do to offer you, hey, are you hungry? Did you eat? But know that if you were to go into my mom's house, and you ladies know it, when you go and visited mom and papa, one of the first things they do is, did you eat? What can I make you? Oh, I have something here. And they just you go to another Filipino's house who's at the same age level as mama. Same thing. You walk into their house, and one of the first things they ask you is, have you eaten? What can I make you?
Hmm.
And I love that. I really should like try and do that. But I think the thing with me is that I just don't have anything in the house. Can I make you a hard boiled egg?
But you
Would you like a
do.
piece of bread?
Like whenever I go to your house, I just open the fridge and eat what's in there.
Yeah.
Because it used to be. I think you used to offer food, or like, oh,
I
you want
just
me to
say
make you
open my
something?
fridge. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the whole like, okay, this has mold on it, so I'm not going to eat that. But let's move that to the back of the fridge. But yeah, I mean, you always have food. That's for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even just when I have people coming over, even if they're just coming over, not for dinner, I always like, go get stuff, go get food to put out, like go. We need to have
Snacks.
stuff. We need to have snacks. We need to. That might be not a Filipino thing. That just might be like, a hospitality thing in general. But I do not have that in my head that like if people come, I have to have food, even if
Have to have food, yeah.
they say the no.
That's what it's saying is hospitality and generosity. So it definitely
Yeah.
goes with that.
Yeah.
That's how I felt at the family reunion. I was constantly eating food. And the second that I was finished with eating my plate, a new dish was brought out. I was like, well, I have to eat this now. And like there were so many times where the majority of my day, the event was eating all of the different foods that were just constantly being made. And on the side, you always have like a little auntie like, oh, did you try this? I'm like, oh, I guess I'll eat that too.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely a big portion of it. Okay, here's one more common trait or value. I can't believe this popped up, and it said competitive karaoke. It's just, this is 100% true. So I don't like, maybe this is where my love for karaoke came from, but I first kind of picked it up. I think Uncle was like, oh, let me sing karaoke for you when we were at a bar one time. But when we were at this family reunion, we of course did competitive karaoke, and there were a bunch of us that sang, and there was a winner, first place, second place, and third place prize, and it was awesome. Someone brought out a karaoke machine. Who brings a karaoke machine? Who even has those anymore? I want one now.
I have a karaoke
Alex
microphone.
is like, no.
Well, 3. So it's like a microphone with like a speaker on it.
Yeah.
I'll bring them out. I'll bring them out when we're all together. I have 3.
Kind of like that one that you used to have when you were a kid, and Henry would go, "We like the cars."
Yes,
the cars that go boom. Yeah.
That song came on the other day. Apparently, like a few months ago, it was trending on TikTok, and everyone's like, "This is a cool song." I'm like, this was our song before you were even Twinkle." Okay.
Get out of here.
Don't go there.
But it's really funny because it's like, it's pretty bad. Like the musicality of it's pretty bad, but it's really a great song.
It's a great song.
Gotta listen to it after this.
But yeah, singing is always, I mean, Mama, for as long as I can remember, has always been singing. Mm-hmm. Like going to church, she is going to sing the loudest, even when we're just sitting in the audience. And I remember everyone's always like, oh my gosh, tell your grandmother she has such a great voice. In church, she was always singing. Papa was always singing. They were a part of a singing group, Tung Lao, and it's like it's always been a huge part of, I guess, who we are is the singing.
Mm-hmm. I would say that's
true.
Ain't that the truth?
To bounce off that one, no. Are you have another one after that? Or that was the last one?
No, not really. That was pretty much it.
I found something that, tell me if you guys agree with this one. So Filipinos in general avoid, or they don't like, confrontation.
Are you asking, like, is this a true false? Is this a trivia question? What is this?
No, I'm saying, do you guys in your interactions and experiences with other Filipinos, would you, and even in our family, even with Mom and Papa and all the other aunties and uncles, the majority, I'm talking majority, because I know I can pick out some who just like to
popped into your head.
Yeah. They typically don't like confrontation. So
I agree, but what I find with Filipinos, the ones that I've grown up with, is they're passive. Like they passive aggressive. So they'll be like, "Okay, do whatever you want." My gosh, she's so rude. Like, like they'll say it to your face. Yeah, of course. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like, what?
I think you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So they don't say it to your face. But
yeah. Yeah, they'll like kind of under her breath, or yeah.
or like turn to somebody else, but you can clearly hear what they're saying. Like, oh, she's gonna go do that for real? Oh, it's okay, honey. I didn't think you could hear me.
And
Yeah.
I think even for those of you who are Joe Coy fans, he actually like addresses that with some of the things that his mother has
Mm-hmm.
done.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you are 100% correct, Courtney.
Yeah.
I have heard that quite a few times for those
Yep.
who are they're passive aggressive. It's like, what'd you say? Oh no,
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 nothing.
nothing.
Nothing at all. Or like, oh, it's nice to meet you. This is your boyfriend. And what happened to the other one? What'd
Ah,
you
that's it
say? Nothing,
too.
nothing, nothing. No.
They what's the word I'm looking for? They no pretense or not pretense,
No
but they
filter.
no filter. No
No
Yeah.
filter.
filter. Yeah.
But it's done in such a way that you can't be mad,
Yeah.
right? You're just
Yeah.
like, I can't
What
believe
did
you
you
said
say?
that, but that's just my
Okay.
grandma. Yeah, it's just.
I think she said once about one of my friends, we were younger, something like, I was like, oh, this girl. Which girl is that? That's the one with the big boobs? And I was like, what? No, not the big boobs. She didn't say boobs. She said something like, that's the one with the big,
Chest.
yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh, she's like, what? It is. It is. Like, you know, it is. But like, you know, no filter. Just, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you said that. Okay. Wow. All right. Nice.
Yep. Yep.
Uh, funny stuff. I've got here some stereotypes that people often have about Filipinos. I won't do all of them, but we could kind of say whether or not they're true or false. So the first one I told you guys before was that people are surprised when Filipinos actually speak good English. So the stereotype is Filipinos do not speak English, so it's impressive that they do whenever somebody does. And I think that is not true at all. Filipinos
Yeah.
do speak English. I don't think I've met a
The majority
Filipino
of
person who
Filipinos
doesn't
speak English.
speak English. And if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, Mom, in the Philippines, it's taught in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandma learned English in school.
Yep,
Hmm.
that is correct.
Yeah. So most of the Filipinos, if not all the Filipinos you meet, do speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Probably speak better than some of the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Aye.
Another one is that the Filipino language is just like Spanish. I would say that's
Similar. It
it's similar.
sounds similar, but it's
Yeah.
spelled completely different.
Right. Like the number 4, cuatro. In Spanish,
Mhm.
it's Cuatro. In Tagalog, it's Kwatro. It's almost like more phonetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like cuatro. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's also words in the Filipino language that are like 30 something letters long.
The one, do you understand? The word for understand is nakakaintindi.
Okay, that makes sense because entendí is Spanish. Say it again.
Intindi is Spanish? What does that mean?
Yes.
So
like entiende.
it's from the verb.
Right.
Yes, it's from the verb entender.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I understood what you said.
Yeah.
Say the whole thing again.
Nakakaintindi. So if you say,
Nakaka.
if you speak English, do you understand? You would say, nakakaintindi ka ba? Like, ka ba is at the end. Do you understand? But that word
The
is
entendí is
That's good, actually.
Spanish.
I didn't think of that.
Understand.
But yeah, it does sound very similar. And some of the words are the same. Like I think the word for car is coche in both languages. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I heard shoes.
Zapato.
The accents, yeah, the accent might be a little different. But
Mm-hmm.
so no, Filipinos do not speak Spanish. Yes, Filipino words, Tagalog words are very similar, if not the same.
And I think you guys have to understand with the Spanish influence on the Philippines when the missionaries came in, it's no wonder that a lot of the words were derived from Spanish, the Spanish language.
Yeah.
Because they had such an influence on the country. So I can see where that happens.
They converted everybody to Christianity against their will.
Yeah. But what's funny is that like, I've heard Mama use both. I just heard what you said. I've heard Mama use both numbers. Like so, I've heard her speaking in Tagalog and saying Spanish numbers. But I've also heard her say.
But she's saying the
dalawa,
Spanish numbers,
like for time. Let's say she'll say at 4:00 she'll say cuatro. So I don't know if that's like if all Filipinos use Spanish words for time. I know days of the week are the same words in Spanish and Filipino,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's interesting because I've heard her use both sets of numbers in conversation. So I'm gonna ask her what's when she just interchange when she feels like it, or is there
We
like
should bring her in.
is
Call
there
her
a
in.
method?
Call
Call
her
her
in.
in.
Get her in here.
Get her in here. All right, one more stereotype, and this one is Filipinos have something called Filipino time.
Oh, that is so true. I mean,
That is
I call it brown time.
that is true. That is a true stereotype. Filipinos
Yeah.
are always late. If you have to be somewhere and you say 4 o'clock, that means they're getting ready to leave at 4. Not that
That's
they're going to
right.
physically be there at 4. Filipino time is a real thing.
And
Well, I
it-
think
it-
I don't think you ever want to be the first person there. That's maybe one reason why.
maybe that's what it is.
And we always stay late.
Yeah.
But it's so annoying because you have something scheduled. Unless you know that that's how they run, then you tell them to come at a certain time and then they'll be on time. But it almost, to me, it's like rude, especially if you're dealing with a mix of Filipino Americans and then the Americans are there on time, but the Filipinos show up 2 hours later.
Yeah.
But it's always a party. It's always a party when they show up because they bring food. They're bringing some sort of alcohol. Then the karaoke machine comes out. It's a great time.
Yeah. We enjoy our parties. And all of the Filipinos I know also love line dancing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to a Filipino party where there wasn't line dancing.
Yep. They love it.
So, also,
if you want to get people onto the dance floor and there's a bunch of Filipinos out there, just put some line dancing music on.
Yep. That is the plan.
Those are some good stereotypes. Something that I wanted to mention real quick. Were you done with those, Court?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am. Here are 9 U.S. celebrities you didn't know were part Filipino. We've got Olivia Rodrigo. We've got Bruno Mars. We have the singer Her, Her. Saweetie is Filipino. Dave Bautista, the wrestler. Nicole Scherzinger.
Pussycat Dolls.
Yes.
I knew that.
I don't know who this is. Monique Lullier.
Oh, that's fancy.
She's French. Her mother is Spanish Filipino. Her father is French, and I think she's a designer. Vanessa Hudgens is part Filipino. Enrique Iglesias is actually part Filipino.
We get Enrique?
We get Enrique!
I love Enrique.
Yeah. That's what this article says. So those are 9 people you didn't know were part Filipino.
I didn't know. I feel like somewhere my subconscious knew that Vanessa Hudgens was Filipino. I definitely didn't know Bruno Mars was Filipino.
I knew that.
And I didn't know Enrique was. Maybe I did. No, I didn't know. I didn't know he was Filipino.
He's definitely Filipino.
Yeah. So I've got to throw some fun play on words. If any of you have any Filipino friends, especially the older Filipinos who still have retained their Filipino accents, you will appreciate this. So, ladies.
And we're not making fun. We are Filipino.
No, we are.
And we love our Filipino family and accents and heritage. Go.
There's that pop up again. Quota exceeded.
Is this the thing that Courtney did that one time where... Just go ahead.
Okay. What do you call 2 Filipino pilots?
I don't know.
A pair of pliers.
A pair of pliers.
A pair of pliers. What did one Filipino statue say to the other?
Oi! What are you doing there? Get down from there. What is it?
A statue? Okay, how about this one? 3 Filipino bears drive their car into a lake. Which one didn't get wet?
3 Filipino bears drive their car into a lake. Whichever was the last one to go in, because it's probably on top of the others.
The last bear. The black bear.
The last bear.
The brown bear.
They drive there.
The driver. Oh, that's
Dry
a good
bed.
one.
Dry
The
bed.
driver.
I
And
was
The
I was
which
using
dry
one?
laundry.
bed.
Which one didn't die?
The passenger bear.
Wait.
Seat bear.
The backseat bear.
Backseat bear.
No, they survived there.
That's
Wait. And which one fixed the car?
I'm thinking now.
You had the driver, the survivor,
survivor.
and the I don't know.
What is it?
The MacGyver. Come
The
on.
MacGyver. Oh, very good. That's good. That's good.
Do you like that?
Those were good. Very good,
Oh
Mom.
my goodness.
Oh, wait, one more.
Yes?
No, that one was too long. Too long.
Are you sure?
I thought that. Oh, wait.
The driver.
I'm half Filipino and half Greek. So what am I?
I don't know.
I'm a freak.
What?
Filipino and Greek, a freak.
A freak.
You're a freak. You are a freak.
Oh
my goodness.
My goodness.
Those
That
were
was
good.
And
too.
okay, two more. That's it.
Oh,
Why do
okay.
Filipino children always follow you around?
because you always have little candies.
You're getting too practical, Brittany. It's a joke.
That's
my
right. That's right.
joke.
Why do little Filipino kids follow you around? I don't know.
Because they're taught to galong. Tagalong. Okay, last one.
Last
What
one.
do you call a Nordic cyclist with a Filipino accent?
No, don't know.
Don't know.
Viking.
I'm trying to remember the ones that I did that time. I think it was like it was a word. So it was like one of the words was tenacious. Use tenacious
Yeah.
in a sentence. And
Oh,
the
it's
Filipino
like put your
accent, it was like,
tenacious outside.
yeah, put your tenacious outside. Yeah. Something like that. Or the word black, BLACK, and it was don't black the gate.
Don't black the gate. Yeah.
Don't black the driveway. Oh,
Love it.
goodness.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to add?
No, we love our heritage though.
We do. We do. And I think it's definitely important, especially if you come from, if part of your family comes from, what am I trying to say? If you have a culture that you can
Americanized.
celebrate, right? If you're not fully Americanized and you have family that's not from here and you've got a culture that you can celebrate, we definitely challenge you to look into it. Try to incorporate some of those things into your life. It's definitely been a blessing to be Filipino, to be able to share these cultural aspects with my family, to be able to, have these reunions and talk about these types of things. It makes us who we are. It brings you together closer as a family. If that made any sense, dig into your culture, dig into your family's culture, and learn about where you're from and where your family has come from, the things that they've overcome to make it here to the United States, and celebrate those beautiful things with your own family.
Agreed.
Beautiful summary.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wonderful,
Anybody else? Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for. Here I am back with an accent. Thank you so much for chiming in today. We hope you had a nice little, history lesson, and you learned a little bit about us, the Wayward Lasses, with our Filipino culture. Make sure you follow us on all the things, and we will be back next week. Until next time, we are the Wayward Lasses, reminding you to keep it real. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by. Stay classy. I'm gonna punch you in the ovary.